I'd like to keep this short and to the point. I'm going to be sharing some of my spiritual beliefs. I don't and do not represent a particular religion or denomination. I'm sharing what I'm going to share this time as an artist. I'm not a priest. I did not study from any Orthodox group that or any type of group that is not how I found what I'm going to share with you. I did so through a personal hobby through the years, and I present it as an art rather than a religion. I also present it as something that anyone can take in just a matter of minutes and use for themselves. This is about specifically the titles of God. The first title of God, what it means to the ancient nomadic peoples that were inhabiting the Middle Eastern region of a desert, a quadrant that would be called the Negev Desert, or the Negev Desert, however the people pronounce it now. It's a desert that's below the territory of Israel, and it includes part of Israel all the way down into the Bedouin lands that stretches over toward Yemen. And it includes North and South Sinai and the desert there. This is a share about specifically what I've written here on this piece of paper. I studied petroglyphs for many years because I've had an interest in art. Petroglyphs are carvings in ancient stone and chiselings into ancient stone, and I have struggled with illness for over 5 years, and yet I managed to share this with you because I think it's an important an important piece of information about God, because a lot of people believe in God and everyone has a different view of it, but I would like to share my view about this. Now, this, as you'll see on this piece of paper, are two languages, and they will be looked at on this piece of paper from right to left. At the top you see two symbols from right to left, and below that you see 5 symbols meant to be interpreted from right to left. The top symbols up here at the top is modern, what they call modern Hebrew language, and so below that we have English, the English language. So what does God mean to me? God means all. Everything that is present, that was in the past, and into the future, what will be. God, I believe God is an omnipresent spirit, and a force that is an energy, but also the absence of energy. And so whether God is being active in a force of God or inactive, God is still God. And so I'll share with you my views about the polarity of God I'm trying to make this video less than 10 minutes, so I've got to try to hurry here. This top symbol in the modern Hebrew language, the character here, is an A. And I'm going to be pronouncing this symbol like the ancients would pronounce it, without the added dots below that didn't exist in the first language. So even though these are new Hebrew characters, I will be pronouncing them like the old ones. The pronouncing of the A is Ol. Ol. The pronouncing of the L is Law. So what we'll start here, this symbol is the symbol for God. It's the beginning of every single alphabet, an A. And the interesting part about this is, in our English language, we have a particular word called all, and it's pronounced all, and it's written A-L-L. So again, what all means everything. It's an omnipresent word. It includes all of it. Or if you want to narrow it down and you're pointing to a certain amount of things, it's all of those. So it's all. Now, when we're discussing it as the title of God and what the God would have appeared to and spoken of, and the name would have been to the ancient nomads of the Middle Eastern region, where all first made human beings in the various spiritual form and also material form of God, the one and only all, and then some of the angels. Allah, Allah, Allah means God take action, God arise, God do something, please. You see, this makes it an active spelling. So it is an evocation of this symbol, of this pronunciation, is meant to evoke this deity, all. And so it's everyone's. You have a lot of people that say don't pronounce the certain words, mispronounce them, it's too holy to say. God is the omnipresent force that's part of night and day, male and female, people that are pretty well good in sound physically, and then those who are degenerate or might have a handicap. God's part of all that in the allowance of what I consider to be the perfect allowance of polarity, the allowance of opposite forces, the allowance of an energy or the absence of an energy. And so God is perfect. This God here is the one God, all. The first God, the original God, and all the other gods are actually angels that were created out of the image of this spirit symbol, all. No angel, all angels, any other God that's serving in place of the original, all is a spirit God, an omnipresent force, and the spirit power that is either the God the force and God the absence of the force. So God is in the polarity of this perfect and one who has no equal. So that is what I share with you of that. Now, later on in our language, we know of the man as Moses. He asked this God here, Allah, God, take action. Wanted to know more personal, wanted to hear a more personal statement about the statement of being of a deity. So what that God said to Moses was, and I'll just talk about it in the English, what it means in English first. It's a statement of being. I am. I am that I am, in the most personal form and the most personal translation of it. I am that I am. And so what it would have sounded like in the old language, and pronouncing these Hebrew characters, 5 of them in a tetragrammaton, is Yah, Ha, Zah, Yaha. Yahaza Yaha. So that means I am that I am. YHZYH. I am that I am. It's another statement of omnipresence that's showing the beginning and the end. And so This is both the statements of God right here. Now, what does this name mean? As so far as much as we can comprehend it in the omnipresence of God, this name means, the Y means the omnipresent force, the omnipresent spirit, the omnipresent maker. The H would then mean revelation, the divine revealer, the one who reveals it. And so it's God, the omnipresent, revealing the power of God within and all around to all creation. It's a statement of being. Yahweh, I am. Now the Z is an action word that is, it means sort of like, it's similar to the L. It's something that takes action. It's a force, an active force, a word, a sword, anything that's going to become active or has the potential for being active to do something. And then again, the tetragrammaton after the Z, again we see the YH again, I am again, the omnipresent creator again. And so God, as the omnipresent creator, the divine revealer of all force, that is, was, and will always be, is God, the omnipresent creator, the divine revealer of all creation and part of all creation. So God's name has endless meanings, but as its most personal form, it means I am that I am. It's a statement of omnipresence, just like all this first name was. It's the same exact deity, the same original being, the same God of the forefathers of the Arabs and the Hebrews. There would have been Abraham and his descendants. And God is also the God of all the other peoples, because God created Adam and Eve, and all the peoples that are spread all over the world are images out of images that was originally this God that I've shown you on this page. Now, that is God. And so God is all I'm going to say it just very quickly. God, some people think of God as light, but the truth about God is all powers, forces, the absence of forces, the omnipresent force that allows or is part of polarity. And so God is the same God, just as powerful when it's dark as God is when it's daytime. If the sun is shining, God is God. If the sun goes through some cataclysm, something happens to it and stops shining, God is still God. God is there. And so God is a spirit that is an omnipresent force, and that is part of all that we know of in the universe, and into the stuff that we'll never know about. We don't know it yet, and you can't ever find out all about it, because only God knows all of it. Now, I'm going to stop it there. I'm not going to discuss about the Messiah in this video. I will discuss about the Messiah in my next video. I wanted to, as a matter of fact, I've talked too much on this one again. I'm going to make it less than 15 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and keep it here. So that is what I'm glad to be able to share about the omnipresent and then personal titles of God.